Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cycle, and this is Let's Play Train Simulator. It's a special day here on Let's Play Train Simulator. You can see that I have Mariah's Pass selected. Now, as I'm recording this, it's not currently up for release, but I am planning to release this possibly on the day that the route becomes available for everyone to access worldwide again. This is a route that has not been available since 2015 for worldwide users. Anyone who had it before 2015 was able to keep it. Anyone who had any other BNSF products was also able to keep those. But none of this has been available since that date to anyone worldwide. And I know that there is one thing that has been available worldwide. That is the Amtrak Empire Builder over on the career tab. You can actually still access that train, but there are two career scenarios on Mariah's Pass that you cannot play without having obviously access to Mariah's Pass. So basically it means it comes with no scenarios until now, when you're going to be able to get Mariah's Pass and you're going to be able to play those two scenarios on Mariah's Pass. So go look for those in the career tab once you have Mariah's Pass yourself. Now, why is Mariah's Pass suddenly the focus for me today? There's a special thing going on here. As I said, everything BNSF is going to be coming back to us. That's why I'm focused on Mariah's Pass. You can see I have access to the GP38 here, the GP38-2 with Essex Work Train, Shelby Second Trick, and more engineer training, which I'm not going to do today. Basically, that is all going to become available again. All the other trains that use it, a couple of SD40s, a couple, and I'll show you those later once I have them, a couple of, I think there's another ES44AC that comes with an SD40 as a combination as well. That, I believe, uses Cahoon Pass. The SD75 uses Cahoon Pass. The Dash 9, I believe, uses Cahoon Pass for scenarios. So these are all going to be coming out again. Keep an eye out for all these to release one at a time. The way DTG is doing it is they did a poll, and they wanted to look up they wanted to give you the options of Mariah's Pass, Stevens Pass, and the updated version of Tehapaki, which I hope I'm saying correctly. Tehapaki, I don't own it yet, but needless to say, Mariah's Pass ran away with that one because it has the most workshop content. It's the thing that most people, not outside of not going into the third-party content, it's the thing that most people notice in the workshop they need most of the time. So that's the one they want because they want access to all that workshop content. I don't blame them. I frankly don't blame them. It is the most popular US route in the workshop, so this has been a major hole in the side. I recognize that. There's a couple collections I've gone through that need a lot of US content. I want to play some of those scenarios and I can't, so I completely understand. They want Mariah's Pass first, but we are going to eventually get Stevens Pass. We are going to eventually get Tehapaki. We are going to eventually get the updated version of the Arizona route, the Montana Highline, which is going to be really good for the Danny Leach merge of it with Mariah's Pass itself. And all that is going to be coming up, so keep an eye out for all of that. And obviously the racetrack and other ones as well. They're all going to become available in upgraded BNSF US versions. I already own the racetrack, but I haven't played it yet. And now that I know that it's going to get upgraded, I am going to wait until I get the upgraded version of it myself to actually show it off. So now I'm going to intentionally do that as well. So you will be able to look forward to racetrack in the future as well. And I'm probably going to have Arizona and Tehapaki at some point as well on here for you to look at as well. So we'll get a chance to look at all of this content over time. But for today, let's look at Mariah's. As you can see, the scenario we're going to be doing today is Engineer Training Basics. As you can see further down the list, the GE44 or ES44DC shows another Engineer Training, the Advanced. We're going to do both of those today. But before we get started, I'm going to actually show you around Mariah's Pass. I'm going to show you the route because it is a really long route, and there's no way that I or anyone else can remember it on the first go unless you have like a photographic memory. You can just say, oh yeah, that's where this is. The route goes from Kalispell to Shelby. So Kalispell in the southwest to Shelby over in the east, and there's no really north or south on that one, just in the east because that's the end of the route. The Sweetwater subdivision is over there. So there's a track that cuts through and it shares a small part of the Mariah's Pass. There's a station over there as well for passengers on that line. And you also have the access to Whitefish, which I believe is the connection to Montana route, but I'll confirm that when we actually get to the Montana route. I believe that is the connection though, and if you were to merge the two, you're gonna have a long drive. So that's something you can look forward to in the future. But today we're doing Engineer Training Basics and Engineer Training Advanced, both the Engineer Training scenarios. Not really something new to me, but I haven't played for a while, so you know what? This is gonna be a chance for me to try something again and see if I can still do it. Let's get busy, shall we? Today you will be learning to drive the SW1500 switcher, performing some simple tasks around the yard. You will learn how to get the switcher moving, which I kind of know how to do already, how to stop, which I kind of know how to do already, switch junctions, which I know how to do, as well as coupling and uncoupling from freight cars. Ooh, I might not know how to do that. No, I do. Anyway, closing the window, continue. Your task, yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. We know how that works. You just hit F1, that'll do the same thing. So we're not going to worry about this. This is a task list. The red lever, we know what that is. Essex up. We know all this already. Let's just skip past this. You need to couple to the freight cars in the sign next to you. Kalispell, East Leg Y. To do this, you will first need to drive forward slightly past the junction to the stop marker. Wait there for further instructions. So we're going to go to the stop marker. Let's take a quick look at the map. We're not under any timing here, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you the map here to show you what Mariah's Pass looks like. We are at the this end of the route here. So we are at the south, I guess you can call it the southeast. Yeah, southeast kind of. So you can see that the route starts right around here. And you can see our train is aptly named Engineer Training Basics. There are no other trains in the map. There are no services in this map, just a bunch of freight cars, refrigerator cars, and some other box cars here. So down here, if you go down to this area, Kalispell is in this direction, so Portal to Kalispell. There's another ending here, which is actually the end of the area, so I guess that's the end of an area here. So that must be an end of track. So if you continue along Mariah's Pass, you'll take this route up here. There's a line coming in here, a siding. But eventually you get to a split up here. If you head in this direction, you're going to find the Whitefish Yard. So that's the Whitefish area, and if you continue, portal to Olney. Olney is over here. So that's what that part of it is. So coming, and there's another siding here, obviously. So coming along here, we're going to have another set of sidings. These are the Conkelly plant sidings, it looks like. Conkelly plant. And I think I skipped another set of sidings. I didn't look at the names, but we can look at them as we go along, not a big deal. So then we're going to pass some other sidings here. For example, there's the Corin, I might be saying that wrong. Coram sidings. So we're going to see different signs like this along the way. I'll try to point some out as we get to them. I'll try and bring up the map if I don't know what they are. There's a little interesting T-shaped siding here at Red Eagle, at the Red Eagle area. We'll continue over the pass here. There's another interesting T-shape. So a lot of these T-shapes in here, Essex Y West Leg is where that is. And then we have just more sidings along the way. We have a circular siding here. So this circular siding is Summit Balloons. There's a balloon track here. And as you can see, you can enter and go backwards and so forth. So it's good for trains coming from the south. The north is a little trickier if you want to balloon around, I guess. And then that's obviously the summit. We're going to continue along. There's this orange marker here, which just shows which track it is. That's what the orange markers do. Another interesting T-shape here. So you can see that's the Glacier Park, East Y. And then as you continue along, you're going to eventually reach another T-shape, which here is Blackfoot Y East. Continuing along further, you can see this is a really long route. There's a set of sidings here, the Cut Bank. And we're getting near the end of the route now. So as we zoom in over here towards the end of the route, there's a line over here. This is a portal, by the way, that goes to Sweetgrass, the Sweetgrass sub. So at the switch here, after the switch from the Sweetgrass sub, after it joins, you come towards the end of the track, which over here is the Shelby Grain area, and some other sidings in Shelby Grain. And then if you continue along here, Dunkirk is in this direction. If you go down here, Sweetgrass is down. This is the same Sweetgrass sub. So the Sweetgrass sub just comes down that way, and there's another set of tracks here in the Shelby Beer Spur. Get your beer at Shelby, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, that's the look at the whole route. It's basically a long route, and if you happen to get the Montana High Line, which I've been holding off doing because I want to try and get the BNSF stuff with it. So I've been holding off getting that. It's now on a discount setup. It's on a route discount set with a bunch of other routes. Got put there this year, about a couple months ago, I think. And that particular route actually connects. I believe it connects at Whitefish. It's either at Whitefish or down here at Kalispell that it connects. I'm not sure which one it is, but it connects at one of these two areas. And by taking that, you can basically drive from the start of that route all the way over to Shelby, and it's one big long route. This is already something like a 4.5-hour route as it is, but you can spend a whole day driving the train if you want to along the entire route on a quick drive. If you have nothing better to do for the entire day, or if you just do the stream and you're greeting people as they come in to watch you play and answer questions and things like that, then you can drive the whole 7-8 hours along the entire merged route if you want to. Danny Leach from DTG has merged the routes in the workshop. You can find it in the workshop. I think he did it with the branded version, the one that is for US customers, which again everyone's going to have access to soon, so not a problem. But I believe it will work with the unbranded version as well. You might have to put certain assets in the branded area, but I think the stock that comes with it is the same. I have to check SteamDB to confirm exactly what gets installed in what section. But I know in SteamDB the two different packages show one has the US assets, one has the non-US assets. So it's just a matter of which one gets installed. I think they go to the same location. That's my suspicion. I hope DTG has figured out how to get the US assets in place of the non-US assets for those who've already purchased the routes. I don't know if they're just going to give them access to the US version automatically and remove the other one completely from the product page. I don't know how they're going to do that. Hopefully no one loses the route that they paid for. But anyway, let's go ahead and do our training today. So as you can see, we're going to bring up our HUD. I'm now way late. We started about 9 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and pop out of the train for just a second here and take a look. This is our train, PNSF 3432 switcher. And here we are. So we're pulling forward to the stop point. Let's make sure that our, while we're here, I should get down to where I am. Whoa! Let's try that again. There we are. Let's make sure that when we pull forward to our stop point, that's us. We're going to be connecting to these, it looks like. So we're coming to the stop point, which is up here. Stop at stop. That's a good direction. Let's go ahead and do that. Get in the cab for a second. Oh, what I was trying to check, by the way, was the junction, which is set correctly. So I'm going to put the throttle on after the reverser goes up. Our speed limit is 15 miles per hour, but I'm not going to even go close to that because we're going to be stopping very shortly anyway. There's no point going too high on the speed. So I'm going to actually go off, stop there for a second. Now, if you were actually trying to speed run this scenario, you could do this a lot quicker as well. We'll look around the switcher another time, by the way. This is just a quick tutorial to show you how this train operates today. I will give you a quick, as I come to a stop, I'll give you a quick look at some of the stuff in the cab. You can see the speedometer over here, which is on the side here. That is something you can see. And you can see a bunch of other controls here as well. The horn's going to be here somewhere. There it is. This is a bit of a zoomed-in view. It's a very, very close engine brake here. That's our engine brake. So if I actually move that, you can see that I'm moving that. And a throttle is somewhere here as well. There it is. That's the throttle. And the reverser, you can see the switch moving down here. Whilst working in there, you will most likely need to switch junctions in order to access sidings. The easiest way to do this is to open the 2D map. Yes, I already know how to do this. You will need to know how to couple and uncouple the freight car as well. If you notice, the very first scenario I did was in Falmouth Branch Yard. So yes, Falmouth Docks Yard. So I kind of know how to do that by now. Once you're in this view, yes. Let's try coupling the freight cars. First, open the 2D map and set the junction behind you. The blue line indicates the path you will be able to take. We know that. Set the reverser to -100, which I'll do right now. In fact, you can see me do that on the switch here. There it is. And apply power by setting the throttle, like that. Slowly reverse towards the cars, you will couple automatically. Now, before I actually take the brakes off, I was just showing you the demonstration. So before I take the brakes off, we'll make sure that's set. Let's get back into the map. I'm going to fix my view. That's the second-hand view, by the way. So there's my second-hand chair, and there's the engine chair over there. They can't even look at each other. Like, come on. Train's back then. Okay, so let's get outside the train. Let's look behind us, and let's go ahead and take the brakes off and back up a little bit. Looks like an even shorter jaunt than I did the first time, so there you go. And I'm not going to increase any more throttle at that point. We're going slow enough. We know we're coming up on the cars. So there's no reason to rush it. Just go ahead and come in nice and slowly. Then we'll hit the brakes as we get closer. So let's actually go back to the cars, and let's take a look as we back up to the cars here. You can see the cars going over the track up there, by the way. So very, very busy road over here in Kalispell, it looks like. Losing a little bit of my speed, so let's put a tiny bit back on here to keep coming. don't think I see the vehicles cross the railroad tracks anymore. Interesting. Oh, we might have had the we might have actually put the gates down on them. That might have been us causing that. So all the cars that had to wait, now they just got to cross. That could be what it is. There's a couple more going by right now. I did not go far enough, so I'm going to back up just a little bit more. There we go. Good job, you have coupled with the freight cars. Now you will need to drive to Kalispell West Yard number 1. Make sure you check out once you're set. And now you will uncouple from the wagons. Okay, so we're going to Kalispell West Yard 1. Let's bring up the task list again. You can see we're going to be going there. We're going to couple more cars after we drop off those. We're going to drop off. Yeah, we're doing some shunting operations here today. So let's see where we're going. We are leaving the way we should. And where we're heading is right over to here. This is where we're going. So at Kalispell West Yard number 1, so it's the top of those 3 that are going straight along there. So we want to go with that top line. As you can see, our blue line is not heading there. In fact, that one is correctly set. This one is not correctly set, so we are going to make sure it's set now. But we have to get over to this one, which means we're going to do that, and then this one, which is going to do that. So there we go. We should now be heading into the correct jump. No, we're not. I didn't do it right. Which one was not set correctly? This one was not set. Why do I think that? Well, okay, it seems to be set correctly now. No, it isn't. What is not set correctly? Somebody's not set correctly here. There's the one that's not set. Okay. I knew something was not making sense, but you know what? We're now set correctly, and the hint is that the blue line continues past the line that we need to stop at. So that's the sign that we are now set correctly. Let's go back into forward. Let's hide you. That's I never put the brakes on, so I could have been moving and didn't even consider it. Back into the train. This time I am going to move myself up a little closer to our 15-mile-per-hour speed limit. As you can see, I'm a little bit heavier this time because I am hauling some stuff behind me now, so it's taking a little bit more effort for me to get up to speed. So these are apparently some loaded cars because they are dropping some heavy, heavy speed problems on my switcher. 5 cars here that I'm hauling along. So I'm going to increase that throttle so we can get up to speed a little quicker here. We'll have to keep in mind that we do need to come to a stop at the yard up ahead, so let's not forget that. And because we have to pick up some more cars, I think what we're going to be doing is going to be uncoupling and then moving forward. So because I'm already making that prediction, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I switch up here. It is already set. Never mind. So we're going to go back to where I am. Remember that in America it's not a two-tone horn, it's a horn and a bell. Look from the back of the train here. You can see that we're now clearing the crossing. And as I stop here and take a look at the crossing, you're going to see the gates will eventually lift and the cars will go across. It does take a while. I can confirm this because I do live in Canada and we have the same kind of thing here. So it does take a little while for the gates to actually go up. Once they do go up though, the cars will continue. There they go. And off everyone goes. Continue your day, ladies and gentlemen. So we did bring that down incidentally earlier when we were setting up earlier. So everybody's gone now, and where's the road go? Well, that's kind of broken. Okay, back to our train. We did enter the yard here as we were taking a look at the vehicles. So we are pulling in the Kalispell Yard 1 right now. Take a quick look behind us. There we go. And again, there's the train coming in. Another truck going over the tracks. So we're going to go ahead and come to a stop right here. This is a good enough spot to slow down. So I'm going to take the brakes off. I'm a little too early coming to a stop. Very, very small yard area. You have to fit the cars in here apparently, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to put my engine slightly beyond because I want the cars to stop within the yard. That should be good. If I head back behind me, I can see that I am fully in the yard. We are good to come to a stop at this point. I need to uncouple these cars, I believe, at this point. I don't have any kind of direction occurring right now. Nothing is happening, so I'm just going to hit uncouple. That should do the job. Excellent work. Now see if you can make it to the Kalispell West Yard main siding and couple with the cars there. Note that you must ensure that the freight cars are coupled to the back of your locomotive. Well, yeah, that makes sense. So, are they going to make us do something a little fishy here? Let's take a look at our map. We are going to be coupling to those guys. We have to couple them to the back of the locomotive. So is there a... Are we going to have to shunt our way around this area? Are you serious? Okay, so I'm going to get out of this area, apparently, from the looks of it. We're going to... Apparently I'm not set to go down here, which... There it is, okay. Now, I wasn't, but now I am. So I'm going to continue along to Kalispell West Yard Stub. That's where I'm going to have to get out. We're going to make our way back out here somehow. And I have to couple that to the back of the locomotive. Where's Kalispell? Oh, hold on. Kalispell Lumber is up here. Never mind. I know what I'm doing. Kalispell Lumber is up here. So I know what I'm doing now. Back I come. So I'm going to have to... let me explain what I'm going to do here. I have to get out of here. I have to move into this stub. Once I do that, I'm going to come back along Kalispell West Yard Runaround 2. I could go through Kalispell West Yard 2, but I'll just do the West Yard Runaround because that's probably what you have to do anyway, normally. And then I'm going to make sure the junction here is set for me to come out. I believe this is set. So I believe the gray means it's set. So we're going to make our way out here. And hold on. Take that back. No, that means it's that color means it's set. So gray means it's not set. There you go. That's the junction. We are set now. Apparently, I'll verify it as we go. Once I get back here, I'm going to switch this junction around. And once I switch this junction around, it's going to let me continue up in this direction. I'm going to have to set this switch. So I'm done with this switch. So we'll put that one forward. A little bit of prep work here. We're going to eventually get up to this junction, which is now set. We're going to come stop here. I'm going to set this junction back, and we're going to back into this. And we're going to couple, because that's what we have to couple to right there. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's a bit of a complicated mission here, but we can do this. So let's make sure our first one is set. Our first one is indeed set, and we are good to go. Took a little while to get some speed there, interestingly. So if we do our head out the view cam here, you can see it's actually very, very close to the normal view. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see what's up here. Actually, you know what? I can just zoom in. As you can see, that's the end of the line for us. There's a road there. We can't go onto that road. Should be well off the stub by now. You can see we are, so I'm going to back this up. Let's go ahead and make sure our path is now set. Our path is set to go all the way back onto the track here, which is what I want to see. So we're going to go ahead and reverse. Reverse, reverse. Keeping in mind our speed limit is 15 miles per hour. Trying not to overwork the train and try to increase speed too quickly here. Even though we are in a simulation, we want to act like we're not trying to overwork the train, especially because we're only going to 15 miles per hour anyway. There's no reason to go up to 100% throttle. So I've been doing some explanations here. This is a 15-minute scenario. I know I'm at 18 minutes, but I've been doing some explanations, which is why it's taking longer. I'm actually used to these scenarios being done a lot quicker than advertised, so hey, what can you do? We are going to go ahead and do both tutorials on this run as well, so you're going to get to see both scenarios at once here. Boy, those are close to the track. You're going to get to see both scenarios. We're going to go ahead and go from there. Old Meat will be its own video. That'll be a separate video. So checking where we are on the track, you can see we're still backing up. That's fine. We have a couple more switches to get past here. We're going to have a track coming in from the left, and then another track coming in from the left. So by the time we see the cars on the third track coming in, we're good enough to go forward. So there's the first track coming in. I'm not worried about my speed right now, so let's hide the HUD for a minute. Sorry for the noise you just heard. I hit something on my desk. So second, oh, I think both tracks did just come in, so I can actually stop right now, I believe. Yeah, I can stop right now. I actually went a little too quick, too far there. So we are going to come to a stop there. Let's set this forward so we're ready to go. We're going to take the brakes back off. We're going to head forward now. But as we do, I'm going to go ahead and make sure our switch is now set to go in the other direction. So to do that, I want to go this way. Now we can't go this way because that'll put the cars on the front of our locomotive. We do not want to do that. We want to make sure they go on the back. That means we have to come up to this point as I demonstrated before, and then we're going to switch over there to connect to the cars. So that's what we're going to be doing. That means we only have one more switch to worry about. There's those other cars over there on the left that I was kind of alluding to earlier. They're on the track that ends over there. That track ends there. I'm keeping things nice and casual here. No need to speed too quickly here. I'm getting up to 10 anyway, so So we are going to take the left at this point. We're going to take the left turn at Albuquerque. I've gone ahead 0 to the throttle, as you might have noticed. We should now pass those cars that we dropped off. We already dropped those cars off. That was our first task. The cars we are now going next to on our left are the ones we're picking up. Feels like some kind of a barn over there. That can't be a barn because this is a train track, not a farm. But it does look a bit like a barn, doesn't it? Right there, next to those cars on the far right, the ones we didn't touch. Passing some nice homes here. For the time that this route is set, this is not too bad. Not too bad of a setting for the time period in question for when this route came out. 2013, I believe it came out. So not a bad design for 2013, I'll say that. So we'll now brake. For some reason there's a blocker ahead. That's because we're set to go into that siding. You know what, let's fix that for any trains that actually do need to come out, because that's the normal route. We're not taking it, but that's the normal route. So we're going to fix that for some other trains. Actually, no, I think we need that siding. I'll remind myself when we get there. Anyway, behind us is where I'm going to look right now. We need to make sure, I might not have gone up far enough. Let's go up just a tiny bit more here, because I might need to get a little bit more gas here to get past the switch up. A little more. I have derailed on a junction before where I thought I was okay, so I'm just being very, very careful here. So I'm going to hit the switch now. Let's actually zoom in on the switch, shall we? Can I come to a stop, please? Thank you. Let's zoom in on the switch and let's just take a look at it moving. See, so this is the this yellow thing is what we have to hit. You can see the red and the black things turn around to show you which track is active. So if we head over here, red means we are not going down the main track and we're going into the side junction. That's basically what that means. So back in the cab. Actually, let's go back on top of the cab because we're reversing into some cars here. So let's do it this way. Let's get the reverser backwards. Let's go add some throttle. I'm going to go slowly this time once again because we are backing into some cars. Throttle for a moment. Gas station over there on the right side of us. You got gas? Don't answer that. So given that we're having a BNSF celebration here, I want to know what you guys are looking forward to. Post in the comments what, if you're a worldwide player, you haven't had access to BNSF for the last 6 years, like I haven't, for the year and a half that I've been here, or almost 2 years. what are you looking forward to from BNSF? What kind of products do you want to play from BNSF? Are you looking for a route like Montana Highline? Do you want to get Raton Pass with this BNSF content? Do you already have any of these routes and are looking forward to driving the actual loco officially rather than having to use, liveried over hacks that people create, third-party mods that people create? They work. They're not. There's nothing wrong with them. Just BTG's not allowed to distribute them. Are you looking for an old train so you can play some old workshop scenarios? For example, I'm looking another successful pickup. Now there's only one more task to complete. Take these freight cars and drop them off at Kalispell Lumber 61613. Got it. So is there a train you're looking for to play some workshop scenarios? You need the SD75 to play something on Cahoon Pass. Do you need the SD45 Type 2 to play a scenario that involves it somewhere? Like, what are you looking for? Do you need something for Sherman Hill? Like what kind of train are you looking for? Post in the comments what you're looking forward to using for BNSF. I'm interested to know what you guys want or are looking forward to. I'm interested to know. So please feel free to let me know. Maybe I'll take some recommendations from what you guys are looking for. But I know there are at least a couple routes I am considering that have BNSF content. One of which, of course, is the Montana Highline. I'm told by people in the Discord server, something flew over me there. I'm told by people in the Discord server that is a fantastic route. That is a good route to consider if you are looking for something BNSF. And of course, at the time these recommendations were made, we still did not have BNSF available. So yeah, that's a route that is apparently a really good one. It has gone down to the Classics collection, or the whatever they call that now. So it's basically a lower price than it was before at retail, and of course if you get on sale, it's even lower. So definitely pick that up at some point if you are looking for a good US route that will allow you to connect to this route. Obviously get this route as well. Make sure you get Stevens Pass. I'm going to hurry and get that when it is convenient, when I'm looking to play something in the US, because there are a lot of workshop routes that require Stevens Pass. Where am I going, by the way? Just make sure where I'm going. I'm going right here and I'm backing into here. So there we go. So yeah, you gotta make sure you get these classic routes. Some of them are very, very useful for things that you in the workshop. Like I think the Wycombe branch requires definitely Mariah's. I'm not sure if it requires Stevens, but it might. That's just one of them. There's a whole bunch of routes in there that I need to pick up that require Stevens Pass. The Cahoon Pass reboot that now has an extra track to match what's there today. That is in the workshop. I'm going to take you for a drive along that at some point. I don't know if there are scenarios for it or not. I don't think any of the original scenarios will work on it, so I'm not even going to try. So if there are no scenarios, I may just have to take you for a quick drive along there. That might be the best I can do. But I definitely want to show you some of these workshop routes at some point. And having access to all these little workshop branches to work on, some fictional, some real, and it's going to give me a lot of access to a little bit of lag there. Ooh, something loading there. So it's going to give me a lot of access to things made by certain workshop creators. I'm definitely going to be showing off some stuff from Agseek. He has about 291, I believe, as of this recording. I might be missing a couple there. But somewhere over 290 is what he has in the workshop now. And a lot of them, I've gone through his collection about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, and a lot of them do require BNSF. About every other scenario at some point requires BNSF. And I can quickly go through that list and find out which ones are the most needed. So, of course, we have to remove the US only tag from those now. I won't talk about that, but I'm going to have to eventually figure out what scenario, how many scenarios of his I can actually play with certain BNSF content, and then just get that content and start working with some of his stuff. So that'll give me a lot of stuff that I can play on routes that I'm showing you right now. Mariah's Pass, Sherman Hill, and maybe a couple others as well that I'll be able to show you using just the BNSF content. So that's something that we are going to be definitely looking at, some of the workshop content using the BNSF trains, because that's where a lot of the BNSF stuff is. It's not like in the UK where you're going to that is a traffic light. It's green. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's not like with UK content where you can go to UK train sim. It's not like with routes in the Netherlands, in Holland, where you can go find the Amsterdam to Rotterdam route and find some scenarios on I think it's Sim Together that has those. And more loading. And then there's a place for French content as well. There's a site with French content and German content. RSSLO has some German routes that are available both on their site and on Steam. And if you get their versions, you can also purchase a merged version, because apparently merging routes is extra payware now if you're RSSLO. I have heard some negative commentary about some of their routes, that they are kind of Kuju-ish, some better than others, of course. But I'm not in a hurry, even though driving fast on German routes is fun, I'm not in a hurry to get all the German routes, because I already got a lot of UK stuff I have to play before I worry about playing all those German routes. I have a few German routes from Steam, but I'm going to just kind of mix those in so I can get some German trains on here as well, and that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Look at that highway down below. Nice underbridge. I need to slow down. Can I slow down, please? I'm on a 0.8% downhill, but look at that highway down there. Look at that highway. That looks a lot better than the one on Sherman Hill, don't you think? Looks a lot better than Sherman Hills. Now we drive on the right side of the road, the correct side of the road. Sorry, UK, that's only you. So I believe if I look at the route ahead, my track is set for me. Yeah, look at that. I'm coming right in right now. You can see me coming in right now. My drop off is over there on the left, so I'm going to come past the track, and as I come past the track, I'm going to lag. So let's watch me come past the track. I'm not doing proper horns at all. Let's slow down a little bit. You see that junction coming in? There's a little bit of a stub there. I'm going to start slowing down now because we do need to come to a stop at some point. Once you get past all these stubs, the route starts really going there. But we're not going there today. Let's go ahead and cut off here. We're going to come to a stop as soon as it is convenient. We have to wait for all these cars to come along here. Once they've all come along, we're going to be able to come to a stop in front of the switch, which is ahead. We're past it. Our train is past the switch, but the rest of the cars have to get past it. So I'll zoom in now. Pardon for that turn there. There's a switch coming up. I'm going to go ahead and hit the brakes now. There's the switch. I will hit it now. And we're good to go. So we can back up now whenever it's convenient. That's the back of the train. I can now put the reverser down. You're not seeing this because the HUD is hidden, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of gas on so we can back up. And that's our destination, right in there. That's where we're going. So I'm just going to go slowly into the... what's the speed on this, by the way? Let's bring the HUD up for a second. Speed on this is not shown. That's convenient. I'm going to make sure if it's going to stay 25 as we enter this area. Not that we're going to go 25 into here, of course. That's stupid. I imagine it's a 15. Maybe even a 10, but it could be a 5, which is why I want to verify. I know I can go under 10, no problem. That's 10, there you go. So I'm not worried about my speed because I'm coming to a stop in here anyway, but let's go ahead and just, I'm going to let a little bit add on, and I'm going to go ahead, sorry, up gradient. Is it an uphill gradient? No, we're on flat ground, okay. So I'm going to cut the throttle off, and we're just going to go ahead and let the train coast at this point, because as you can see we're going fast enough at 7. We don't necessarily need to go 10, 7 is good enough. Let's check the front of our train. Where's the front of our train at? Still on the track. I don't like that. I don't want to cross the road. I really don't want to cross the road. Front of the train. Still on. Oops, didn't want to do that. So it's a little bit further, we should be good. Our speed, as you can see, is going down a little bit. So I'm going to stop here. That should be good enough. Check the front of the train. We are off the track, so we can come to a stop now. We're in good shape here. So all we have to do now is uncouple some cars, and we're done. And that'll be the end of the scenario as soon as we uncouple those cars. So let's uncouple those cars, shall we? There we go. Perfect. You completed all of the tasks assigned and have passed the basic engineer training. Well done. Thank you. So as we go through a tree, and we're going to zoom out, we're going to check this, and that's basically the end of the scenario right there. Down here is Mariah's Pass continues in this direction. We're not going to see this right now, but looks like another one of those. You're going to see this when I actually visit Donner's Pass. They have these things that are like fault indicators. It looks like this is one of those fault. No, it's a bridge. Never mind. Never mind. It's just some kind of a bridge. So the track will continue in this direction, and more was trying to load. As you can see, I'm having loading issues trying to get in there right now, but yeah, we're going to have more stuff loading in over here, and that's basically the route. You're going to continue down that route. So a long route, nice long drive. We're going to see a lot more of it as time goes on. So let's get to the menu. We're going to go ahead and check out the second scenario. I'll see you there in just a second, actually. So there's our completed engineer training. We passed with flying colors and very, very slowly because I took 35 minutes on purpose because I was explaining everything to you. That's what happens when you explain things. So we're going to try and do this one in more appropriate timing. Engineer training advanced. We know how signals work. US signals are a lot different, but we're going to go ahead and try to do this in some kind of expeditious format here. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and do the GP38 at some point. I'm going to show you that train as well. But right now we're going to do some of these introductory scenarios on that come with Mariah's Pass itself. So we are going to do engineer training advanced, and then after I finish that, I'm going to wrap the video. We're going to then do the career version of cold meat. And if the career version of cold meat does not work in terms of what we're supposed to do and the timings are garbage, I'm going to come back and do the standard version of cold meat. So yeah, you can look forward to that if need be. And the difficulty is apparently number 3. Like, look at that. Cold meat is difficulty 3. I don't know why that's a difficult one, but apparently it's a difficult one. Okay, so engineer training advanced. Let's get into that, shall we? Let's go. Achievement unlocked. I am now BNSF ES44DC engineer. Thank you. As part of your training, you will be driving this ES44DC over the last leg of today's journey in Essex. The weather this morning is pretty gloomy. I can see that. You'll need your wits about you. So we're going to go ahead and turn away from the signal. While we wait for the approaching traffic to give us right away, let's read the signal. This is for this one. This is something we're going to have to go over. So I'm just going to wait because I can set up a screenshot, but I think the game's going to freeze in a second. There it is. So we know generally how this works already, but I'll go over it anyway because why not? Might as well just make sure, because the Sherman Hill information that we already went over was didn't really give us a lot of information in terms of that we could use there, and the manual actually seemed to have some weird information in it. So let's just do this, make sure we're covered. So dwarf ground signals can show solid or flashing red. Flashing means you can proceed, which is what's going to happen to our signal in a second here. But expect to stop at the next signal. A solid red dwarf signal means you need to stop. You will notice we have the solid red to our left holding us here, as I just said. Many of the signals on this route are 2-head color light signals. You saw those on Sherman Hill. This is not unusual. So so as I tried to explain there, and probably not very well, the top head indicates the main track. The lower head is for diverging tracks. We actually see sometimes some 3-head signals as well. A 3-head signal, which you would see on Sherman Hill, would mean that you're not taking and it's usually on a 2-track setup, where you would not take the main track, you would not take the second track, you would take the third track. I know Donner Pass has these kind of signals as well that force you into a yard at some point. So you don't take either of the main tracks, you go straight into the yard. So the third signal would be green, and the 2 top signals would be red in that case. I don't know if those are on Mariah's Pass yet, but we're not seeing a guide to it yet, so we'll see in a second if that's the case. But yeah, top signal means you're taking the main track, lower signal means you're taking the diverging track of some form. And I don't think that necessarily means into a yard. That just means a diverging track. A yellow light means proceed with caution. The next signal may be displaying a red aspect, so you may need to stop. A green light means the line ahead is Unoccupied, you may proceed. Be mindful you may encounter a flashing yellow signal indicating that you need to slow down. So that's basically a speed restriction in that case. That's it. Let's set up for a screenshot and take a look at this train going by, shall we? We're going to head over here. Here it comes. Next we should go... I've already shown you the ES44 controls, so I'm going to skip this because I've already shown you how this works, and these buttons are the same as for the Switch. You're ruining my screenshot. Get out of the way. Get out of here. You're ruining my screenshot. If you want to know what those do, just pause the video and watch it. Freedom. While we're waiting for this train, let's also take a look at our train and see what we're hauling today. You can see that we've got the same kind of cars here. We're hauling pretty much the same kind of cars, except ours are loaded. The ones that this train is hauling are empty. So we've got our green light on this train. So there's our green light. We are safe to proceed at this point. So that means that nothing occupied. We don't have to stop at the next signal, so we can just hit the throttle and go. Let's hit the throttle and go. Pretty good idea, don't you think? We're going to turn our wipers on now. We're about to go. Oh, there's some very interesting things there. We're on quite a gradient, so we're going to have to watch our speed here. This is quite a gradient. 1.8% is a pretty steep gradient, so you notice a 14% brake application is barely holding us right now. Oh, and the horn blowing you heard earlier, that was me. I just made it sound like the other train was saying hello. But that was me. I love seeing this, by the way. It's nice when the cars actually do what they're supposed to do, and they don't just show up out of the blue and vanish. So it's nice when they do exactly what they're supposed to do. You can see them just continue to go off the distance. That shows a little bit more care in designing how the rules worked. And look at this gorge. I'm going to move a little bit on my brakes here. Or, actually, I'm going to move completely because we're only on the 0.4 grade right now. But look at this gorge. You can get some fantastic screenshots with something like this. Like just head over here, head down here, and just get a nice shot of the train going over the bridge, just like that. That is my speed. I'm on 25 now, so we're good. So this is interrupt my shot, huh? You should use your dynamic brake down here. It is quite steep, so you'll need to keep your speed in check. I just do it my way. Thank you very much. You can get some nice screenshots doing that. So lots of great screenshot possibilities there. And that's why that's called brakes, because I'm giving us advice to use the brakes. There you go. Now we're not having any problems with our speed right now. Looks like so I'm going to go ahead and increase my speed to about 20. You don't have to go to fully 25. Wow, these conditions are bad. Holy cow, this is horrible conditions. It's a stormy day out here. Oh, that's fog. That's actually fog. It's a bit of a foggy, mucky day here. You know what? Let's just leave the horn on. We'll leave the horn on. It's a mucky day, so let's just take it easy here. So Essex approaches in 2.5 miles. Let's take a quick look at the route we are taking on, because we're not going to see much up here today. The route we are taking is going to lead us from where we started, way back here at the in this area somewhere. On the east side, I think we started right here actually. So we're going to continue along the track here. We're going to keep following the path to Essex approach right here. That's going to take us into, I believe, yeah, right here. That's where we're going to stop, Essex 3. And as for where we are on the route, we are now on about the middle of the route. So you can see we have the area of Kalispell over there, and over here is Shelby. So it's actually not quite the middle. We're about a third of the way into the route right now. So we're 1/3 of the way into the route. So after we reach our go via point, we're going to be stopping at that last spot, which is Essex, number 2703. Why are they numbered that way? I have no idea. I have no idea why it's number 2703. Like you see 2710, you can see 2712, 2711, 2725. So you can see all the different markers here. The one we're stopping at is opposite that one right there, 2703. So we're going to have to eventually shunt our way into this area. So we're going to check that as we get closer when we have the blue lines to work. Oh, I have not been paying attention. I'm speeding. That's what I get for not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I meant to put a little bit of brakes back on, but that's speeding up a lot quicker than I expected. So let's just lower our speed a little bit here. That should do the job. Then we can try a small brake application, try to maintain speed. 1.0 gradient. Alright, here we go. Not doing it. More. We're kind of hovering in the 23 area now. We might have slightly too much brakes on. We're kind of in a good hover area right now. We're just going to have to keep our eye on it, make sure we don't get the other hand here. Actually, we're losing speed now because the gradient's gone, so let's go ahead and take that off completely now until we have gradient again. By the way, if you want to change your brake type, you can actually click on the HUD here where it says train brake. You can actually look at local brake and then dynamic brake. And as you can see, my dynamic brake appears to actually be set, which I was not expecting. So my dynamic brake is already set. So we're already powering through a dynamic brake. There you go. I didn't know we had a dynamic brake going already. So you can bring up that brake here if you want to use that brake. You don't want to use the train brake. You want to use the dynamic brake. You can then go ahead and use the controls for the dynamic brake, which are, as you can see, that was not what I want to do. Whoopsie. Did I just set the dynamic brake with the, Okay, by setting a regular brake, you actually turn the dynamic brake on. Well, there you go. That's interesting. Anyway, let's go back to the local, to train brakes. That's what I'm going to use the most. We're on a 0.8 gradient again, so we have to, this is a downhill coming from the, coming down the west side of Marias Pass. You can see we have a yellow, so we are going to be directed to recovery stop ahead somewhere. Wow, I got a little bit of lag loading there, so my brakes did not quite work the way I wanted them to, but we are at least slowing down now. Is that me or is that more quiet? Maybe my volume is just low enough that I'm not hearing it too loudly. You guys might be hearing it properly. What was that? Gosh, it's fucking it's early in the morning, so it's going to be like 5:40 in the morning. You don't expect to have the blue skies at this time of day anyway, but gosh, it's fun. We're in the 15 coming up, so we're going to have to race anyway. Let's go ahead and eye that. I'm going to slow down a little bit right now so I can go to the map and pay attention to that. We are on a downhill. I'm going to gain speed again, but what I'm basically doing is I'm getting myself down to a slower enough speed that I can pay attention to the map for a moment. Because what I want to do is make sure I'm going into the right track. Where am I going to be going? I'm going to be going right there. Once again, I showed you that already. We need to make sure that it is set. It is set, so we can actually go back and pay attention. We're already at 20 miles per hour, so it's going to be a little bit. Protection things here. So what these do is, if any kind of rocks or something fall from up here, the train is protected. You don't have damage to the train. That's what these things do, kind of like a shelter. Looks like a rock can fall on the. Oh, actually, that's another track. That's the other track. So the shelter rocks are two tracks. We are approaching Essex now. Check your speed. Watch the signals. Road to the yard. Stop. Yep. I might just not been paying attention, but I don't think I've noticed any spelling mistakes in these tutorials yet. So, yeah, as the later content got published, they apparently did a better job on spelling, which is nice. My speeds continue to drop very, very imperceptibly. I'm probably down 15 in time. We have our flashing red here, which means I'm prepared to stop. Now, I originally thought it just meant go at 15 miles per hour, but it actually just means be prepared to stop. We coincidentally have a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit right behind it. I just had a slight brake application, I would say, not because we were there on time. Probably would have been, but I wanted to save. You have a 1 mile allowance for being over the speed limit, but you never really want to test that. We are still on a downhill gradient, so I want to keep some brake supply. So I'm going to release them for a moment. Or really gain speed. So let's put a 10% application. Let's see if that'll do it. Won't be enough to hold speed. We're still gaining speed, so a little bit further. That's a good goal right there. Unlucky 13% brake application is holding our speed. Now we're losing speed, so that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We already know we're being routed on the correct track. I know because I checked it. Let's do it again. You can see that's where we're going. The track we need to go to is exactly where we're going. I said I have no idea why the tracks are numbered the way they are. I have a feeling it's because each track along the entire route probably has a unique number, so that if someone were to just say, oh, stop at track 2697, someone might not know, look at the map and say, oh, 2697 is over here, that's the track they need, and then just go down the route to that track. So I think that it's just two different references for the same track. That's my guess. So if someone were to just say go to track 2703, well, we're at 2703 to be at our stop. We may not know it's Essex 3. We know it's track number 2703. If someone were to say go to Essex 3, then we need to know it's also Essex 3. So there you go. As I said, just two different references I believe for the same track. So we can come to a stop any time. We are within the siding fully at this time. But we're going to go ahead a little bit further because, you know, why not? It gives you a chance to see a little bit more of the route as well. And also my train. And end of the track right here. As you can see, we are not clear to go much further. We can go past it, but we're not really doing beyond that. And we're done. So let's up the train, and we are done as we finish. So we've taken this BNSF train, BS44 DC, and all these loaded logs to this area here. And that's basically what we did today. And we're done. Well done. You have finished your training and are now competent to take the train over the main line. Go to the crew room and see what assignments are available. I already told you what the first assignment is going to be. We already found out what the first assignment is going to be. We're taking a 2-hour mission here. Ready to go? That's the next video. I'll see you next time for that. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can also support my work on Patreon if you want to. You can also join my Discord server if you wish to. All can be in the description. We're going to continue the celebration next time by taking a cold meat along Rise Pass, 2 hours of our 4.5 hour or so journey. Let's see what part of the route we're going to be in next time. I'll see you for that. So again, have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever is your part of the world. I'll see you next time for more on Rise Pass. Bye-bye.